Our story begins at the Junior Beast Taming School, where students are buzzing with excitement about the upcoming Beastmaster exam. There's less than a week left, and tomorrow marks the Beastmaster qualification assessment. Their teacher reminds everyone who has already contracted their first beast to get plenty of rest and prepare thoroughly, striving for the best possible results. After this announcement, he dismisses the class. Still, the students can't help feeling a little nervous about the assessment. Given their current abilities, even becoming an apprentice Beastmaster is a challenge, and as for attending an advanced Beastmaster Academy, that seems like a distant dream. One student with yellow hair, however, is brimming with excitement. His goal is the Beastmaster Academy in Ningjiang City. Although it's not considered top tier, he's confident that, with his abilities, getting into a decent school won't be a problem. Meanwhile, the classmate beside him looks terrified. He worries that if he can't even pass the apprentice Beastmaster exam, he'll be stuck living as an ordinary person for the rest of his life. Behind them sits a black-haired boy, our protagonist. He's also anxious about the upcoming qualification assessment. But what does this mean for someone who's actually a time traveler? Indeed, just a week ago, he found himself transported into the body of this high school student. By sifting through the original owner's memories, he learned exactly what kind of world this is. Hundreds of years ago, a catastrophe struck. Countless ferocious beasts emerged from dimensional rifts, hunting and slaughtering humans, and causing immense suffering. In response, humanity fought back. Over the course of a brutal war, people discovered methods to tame these fierce creatures, using them in battle. And thus, the Beastmaster profession was born, taking center stage. In this era of beast taming, Beastmasters have become symbols of power and prestige. Anyone who achieves the rank of Beastmaster instantly joins society's elite. For young people, the ultimate dream is to become a powerful spirit master. Here, anyone 18 or older can contract their first beast. The stronger a person's soul, the higher the level of pet beast they can hope to tame. However, all of this seems irrelevant to our protagonist, because the body's original owner had already formed a contract before he arrived, and that contract was with a tiny snowball, harmless to both humans and animals, capable of doing little more than acting cute. Not only is it completely lacking in lethality, but it also can't evolve. Does this mean our protagonist is fated to remain ordinary and live a mediocre life from now on? He couldn't believe it. Other time, travelers always seemed to have cheat-like golden fingers, or enough power to destroy entire worlds. Why did things turn out so differently for him? While Lindsay was lost in thought, worrying about his future, a classmate called out from behind. He told Lindsay not to stress. If becoming a Beastmaster didn't work out, he could always just be an ordinary office worker. Another classmate chimed in, suggesting that if Lindsay failed to become a Beastmaster, he could simply take his little snowball to sell ice cream at the entrance of a mall. The two of them laughed, leaving Lindsay furious. He was about to argue back, when suddenly a system notification appeared before his eyes. System achievement. System is now officially launched. Lindsay froze in surprise. Could this be his golden finger? He had been in this world for a week, yet the system hadn't shown up until now. Perhaps it had been recharging all along. Excited, he opened the system panel to see his status. Lindsay, physique 1.0, spirit 0,8, level none, spirit power 80 out of 80, spirit technique none, pet beast little snowball, achievement points none. According to the system, the average adult male in this world has both physique and spirit attributes of 1.0, which meant Zay was around normal in terms of physical strength, but slightly weaker in spirit. The system also explained that achievement points and bonus items would be awarded upon completing various achievements. These points could be used to enhance a beast's growth, unlock pet skills, or strengthen Beastmaster attributes. Amazed by the possibilities, Lindsay quickly checked Little Snowball's status panel. Name, Little Snowball. Attribute, Ice. Level, Rank 1, Stage 1. Growth, 23.48%. Skill, Cold Air Breath. Growth can be increased through fighting or consuming high-energy items. When growth reaches 100%, evolution will be triggered. After evolution, the pet's strength level will greatly improve. Lindsay was stunned by that last sentence. As far as he knew, it was impossible for a contracted beast to evolve. Yet here, it stated that Little Snowball could evolve. Reading on, he discovered two possible evolution routes. First Giant Root. Focuses on melee combat and physical strength. Reduces ice element control. Next evolution, Snow Monster. Can evolve up to rank 5. Second Queen Root. Strengthens ice element affinity and spell casting ability. Reduces melee attributes. Next evolution, Ice Crystal Spirit. Can evolve up to the king rank. This was unbelievable. Everyone said Little Snowball was stuck in its current form forever. But now it seemed there was a hidden evolutionary path. If Little Snowball could potentially evolve to the king rank, then Lin Z certainly wouldn't need to set up a mall stall just to sell ice cream. He could truly become a proper beast master. Without hesitation, Lin Z chose the queen route. The system informed him that to evolve into Ice Crystal Spirit, Little Snowball needed to meet the following conditions. Growth 100%, low-level Ice Essence X20, Spirit Jade X1. Wasting no time, Lin Z decided to use his achievement points to increase Little Snowball's growth. That was when another message appeared. System, congratulations on contracting your first pet beast. Achievement unlocked. You have earned 100 achievement points and 1 spirit crystal. Immediately afterward, 2 new tasks popped up. Apprentice Beastmaster. Goal: pass the Apprentice Beastmaster qualification assessment and undergo the first baptism. Reward: 200 achievement points, 1 spirit crystal. Enrollment. Goal: receive an acceptance letter from any Beastmaster Academy. 300 achievement points, 1 spirit crystal, 1 strength crystal. At that moment, Lindsay noticed he could only claim 1 reward right away. The bonus for contracting his first pet. He happily collected it, and 100 achievement points plus 1 spirit crystal were added to his inventory. Finally, Lindsay had what he had been waiting for. His very own golden finger. The future no longer seemed so bleak. With Little Snowball's hidden evolution path revealed, and the system's help, he felt confident that his dreams of becoming a true Beastmaster could soon become reality. Without wasting any time, Lindsay used his newly acquired achievement points on Little Snowball. In a flash of dazzling light, Snowball leveled up from rank 1, stage 1, to rank 1, stage 2. Lindsay was pleasantly surprised to see that it actually worked. Immediately after, the system informed him that 77 achievement points had been consumed, leaving him with 23 points. If he wanted to strengthen his pet further, he would need to earn more points. One thing still bothered him, though. The so-called dazzling special effects were disappointingly short-lived. Then again, considering that Little Snowball was classified as an F-class beast, Lin Z supposed it wasn't too unexpected. Still, the next step was clear. He needed to gather 20 ice element essences and 1 spirit jade to push Snowball's evolution forward. These materials weren't cheap, so Lin Z would have to figure out a way to earn more money before heading to the pet shop. At school, his classmates continued to mock him, teasing that he should just prepare to sell ice cream with his cute, useless Snowball. Lindsay ignored their taunts, gently reassuring Snowball to do the same. He reminded them that tomorrow's Beastmaster qualification assessment would reveal Snowball's true strength. Hearing Lindsay's confident words, one of his classmates, furious at being challenged, demanded to know what he had just said. Lindsay, however, knew that Jiang Hao, a scion of the second largest family in Jiangning City, was not someone he could confront directly just yet. He only offered a cool reply, challenging them to wait for the assessment results to see who was truly trash. His classmates merely laughed, pointing out that Little Snowball was supposedly incapable of evolution. In their eyes, attempting the Beastmaster exam was a lost cause. Jiang Hao even suggested that Lindsay just stay home and sell popsicles. Their jeering only stopped when a voice admonished them not to go too far. It was Miss Guan. Jiang Hao brushed her off, claiming he was only worried for Lindsay's safety, then turned to Miss Guan's friend and wondered aloud why she would ever like trash like Lindsay instead of following Brother Hao. Lindsay simply smiled and told Miss Guan there was no need to argue. Once tomorrow came, everyone would see the truth. He then excused himself, saying he needed to visit the pet store, and suggested that Miss Guan head home without him. Later, after buying the evolution materials, Lindsay returned home. He couldn't believe how expensive everything was. He had blown through his monthly savings in one go. While he was fretting over his finances, Miss Guan suddenly appeared, telling him her mother had invited him over for dinner that evening. Lindsay gratefully agreed. Blushing, Miss Guan also asked if Lindsay could accompany her to the Beastmaster qualification assessment. Lindsay assured her that, since he'd be participating himself, he'd definitely be there. Pleased, Miss Guan urged him to give Jiang Hao and his cronies a good lesson. Lindsay smiled, promising he wouldn't let them off easy, prompting her to wave goodbye and remind him to take care of himself. Back at home, Lin Zi took out the low-level ice element essences and spirit jade he had purchased. Despite feeling the sting of their cost, he fed them to Little Snowball for her evolution. At first, he was skeptical, wondering if any real change would occur. But moments later, Little Snowball began to glow, her entire body shrouded in swirling smoke. When the smoke cleared, she had indeed evolved into an ice crystal spirit. Her status panel updated, showing that she had reached Rank 2, Stage 2, and acquired new skills, Icicle and Extreme Cold Domain. The system also revealed the next potential evolution along the Queen route, Snow Maiden. However, to achieve that form, she would need Growth Rate 100%, Intermediate Ice Element Essence X20, Heart of Ice and Snow X1. Lin Zi was astonished. The evolution had really worked, and his once useless Little Snowball had transformed into an impressive ice crystal spirit. Now, he felt more confident than ever about tomorrow's assessment, and about his future as a Beastmaster. Lin Zi couldn't believe it. Little Snowball had improved by an entire level. As a senior at Pinghai No. 1 Middle School, he knew that most students' pet beasts ranged between the 3rd and 5th stages of Rank 1. Yet, his Little Snowball had already reached Rank 2. The moment he got close, he felt a piercing chill, a sign that Snowball's power had far exceeded his expectations. A system message appeared, congratulating Lindsay on evolving his summoning beast for the first time. He was awarded 100 achievement points and 1 strength crystal. Quickly claiming the reward, Lindsay thought to himself that, if not for the system's hint about the specific materials Little Snowball needed, no one would ever use such expensive resources on what was believed to be a weak pet. He also collected a spirit crystal and a strength crystal, vital items. While spirit crystals increase one's spiritual strength, crucial for contracting higher-level pets, strength crystals improve one's physical fitness. Both were invaluable assets for any Beastmaster. Wasting no time, Lin Zi consumed both crystals. A powerful surge of energy coursed through his body. His physique attribute rose from 1 to 2, his spirit from 0.8 to 1.8, and his spirit power from 80 to 180, 180. The frigid aura from Snowball no longer bothered him, and he felt stronger and more alert than ever. Although Beastmasters don't necessarily need to fight on the front lines, physical strength can be a lifesaver in dangerous situations. Bolstered by his newfound power, Lin Zi asked the system to invest all his remaining 123 achievement points into leveling up his ice crystal spirit. In one brilliant flash, his pet broke through to Rank 4. Tomorrow's assessment is going to be interesting, Lin Zi mused, imagining the stunned faces of the examiners when they saw a Rank 4 ice crystal spirit. The next day, Lin Zi headed to school with Miss Guan, who asked if he felt ready for the Beastmaster exam. He assured her that he was determined to earn his Beastmaster qualification that very day. Miss Guan couldn't help noticing how motivated he suddenly seemed, completely different from before. Meanwhile, Lin Zi simply smiled, confident that with his newly evolved companion, a bright future awaited. Lin Zi had changed more than anyone could have expected. If this were the old him, he never would have entered the Beastmaster qualification assessment. But when Guan Ning asked if he really planned to use Little Snowball in the exam, he simply nodded confidently, telling her she shouldn't underestimate his pet. Guan Ning, who was Lin Zi's cousin and a top student in the 3rd grade at Pinghai No. 1 Middle School, linked her arm around his neck playfully. "If we both pass," she said, "let's celebrate. There's a store I've wanted to visit for a while." As they chatted, a few of Guan Ning's classmates noticed her from a distance. "Is that Guan Ning?" one whispered. "She's so talented. Why is she hanging out with that loser Lin Zi?" Another girl chimed in. "I heard Zhou Hong confessed his love to her yesterday, and she turned him down. Why is she even with Lin Zi?" But Guan Ning paid them no mind. She only focused on Lin Zi and the upcoming exam. Suddenly, a girl with yellow hair showed up, accompanied by her brother. She pointed at Guan Ning and shouted, "You! Stop right there! You're the one who stole my boyfriend! Guan Ning frowned and asked, Who are you? And whose boyfriend are you talking about? Furious, the yellow-haired girl insisted, I'm talking about that hooligan with the crazy hair. He confessed to you, didn't he? You must have seduced him. Rolling her eyes, Guan Ning replied, I'm not interested in that guy at all. He confessed. I rejected him. That's all. The girl, however, refused to listen, insisting Guan Ning must have seduced him first. Tired of the argument, Guan Ning said to Linze, Let's go. We have more important things to do, and tried to walk away. But the yellow-haired girl's brother blocked her path, gripping her shoulder. I'm not giving you permission to leave, he snarled. You messed with my cousin, so you have to pay. Infuriated, Guan Ning's eyes flashed dangerously. Take your hand off me, she warned. The yellow-haired boy's anger flared, and he raised his hand as if to strike her. Before he could land the blow, Linze caught his wrist. Both the assailant and Guan Ning looked shocked. The girl shrieked, Everyone knows Linze is useless. Teach him a lesson. Although the yellow-haired boy was enraged, he also seemed a bit uneasy. Are you trying to play the hero, Linze? He scoffed. Linze, furious by now, kicked him hard enough to send him flying into a nearby wall. The impact left the boy's cousin speechless. The yellow-haired boy lay on the ground, stunned by what had just happened. Linze stepped closer and said calmly, Guan Ning is my cousin. If you have a problem with her, you deal with me. Guan Ning was equally astonished. She never imagined Linze could fight like that. Linze himself was a bit surprised by his own strength. After all, his newly enhanced physique had exceeded his expectations. The yellow-haired boy struggled to his feet, staring daggers at Linze. I'll kill you, he roared, summoning his ghost wolf, a rank 2, stage 1 beast. Its fierce glare was locked onto Linze, ready to attack. The yellow-haired boy scoffed. 2 high school kids think they can handle a rank 2 ghost wolf? He smirked at Guan Ning, whose own pet beast was only rank 1, stage 7. She knew their chances were slim, but there was no alternative. She braced herself to summon her pet. Just before she could, Linze stepped in front of her, blocking her path. Alarmed, Guan Ning asked, What are you doing? You're not actually planning to use Little Snowball against a rank 2, stage 1 beast, are you? Linze turned to her with a reassuring smile. If you get injured, you won't pass your qualification assessment. Don't worry, I'll handle this. Seeing Linze's confidence, the yellow-haired girl burst into laughter. Is he insane? Everybody knows he's the worst student at Pinghai No. 1 Middle School. Hurry up, brother. Teach this loser a lesson. Obeying his cousin, the yellow-haired boy commanded his ghost wolf to attack. As the wolf lunged toward Linze, however, a sudden chill filled the air. In an instant, extreme cold domain enveloped the ghost wolf, freezing it solid. The siblings stared, dumbfounded. Guan Ning was equally stunned. She couldn't believe her eyes. Your little snowball? She asked. Linze nodded. It evolved into an ice crystal spirit. A rank 2 beast won't be a problem. Furious, the yellow-haired boy ordered his ghost wolf to break free of the ice. But before the wolf could even attempt it, the ice crystal spirit unleashed an ice arrow, shattering the frozen ghost wolf into pieces. The siblings stood there, speechless. How can a high school student, whose pet beasts rarely surpass rank 1, stage 9, instantly kill my rank 2 ghost wolf? The boy stammered. His cousin tugged on his sleeve, her face pale. What should we do now? Realizing they had underestimated Linze, the boy muttered, We messed up. Let's just get out of here. They tried to slink away, but Linze's cold voice stopped them. Who said you could leave? He asked, pointing at them. His ice crystal spirit raised another ice arrow, aiming straight at the pair. The yellow-haired boy blanched and quickly apologized. I'm sorry, Linze. I was wrong. Linze shook his head. I'm not the one you should be apologizing to. You owe my cousin an apology. Hurriedly, the boy turned to Guan Ning, bowing. I'm sorry. Please forgive us. I'll talk to my cousin Jo Hong about this, so it never happens again. At that, the yellow-haired girl bristled. Why are you apologizing to these losers? But her brother cut her off with a sharp slap. Apologize, he growled, glaring at her until she mumbled a reluctant apology. Guan Ning sighed in exasperation and told them both to leave. Linze waved a hand, signaling his ice crystal spirit to lower its attack. The bullies scurried away, still trembling. Once they were gone, Guan Ning, finally letting out a breath, threw her arms around Linze in excitement. That was amazing. You defeated a rank 2 ghost wolf like it was nothing. How did you get so strong so fast? And what's going on with this ice crystal spirit? Can little Snowball evolve even more? Lindsay smiled faintly, feeling more confident than ever. Let's just say a lot has changed, he replied cryptically, thinking ahead to the day's Beastmaster qualification assessment, and the surprises he still had in store. Lindsay nodded, telling Guan Ning that he would explain everything later. They had no time to lose if they wanted to reach the qualification examination venue. Moments later, they arrived at the Imperial Beast Association building. Many students were already there, all buzzing with anticipation as they eyed the Origin Stone, which would serve as their testing ground. Lindsay surveyed the crowd, thinking that this was the last qualification exam of the year. For some, failure would mean losing their chance to become Beastmasters forever, while for others, success might lead to a new life at the Imperial Beast Academy. No matter what, he knew he had to succeed. Suddenly, a white-haired man approached, greeting the gathered students. He welcomed them to the Apprentice Beastmaster qualification assessment and reminded them that everyone had received a small bronze token upon entry, engraved with one of 4 words: low, medium, high, or superior. This token was the key to choosing the difficulty level of their challenge in the Origin Stone realm. He explained that the harder the difficulty, the richer the rewards would be. Then he gestured toward the screen connected to the Origin Stone, which displayed various difficulties and corresponding rewards. 1. Low difficulty. Upon passing, promoted to Apprentice Beastmaster, Spirit +1. Growth rate of 1 designated pet beast plus 5%. Second medium difficulty. Upon passing, promoted to Apprentice Beastmaster, Spirit +2, Physique +1. Growth rate of 1 designated pet beast plus 10%. Third high difficulty. Upon passing, promoted to Apprentice Beastmaster, Spirit +3, Physique +2. Growth rate of 1 designated pet beast plus 20%. Unlock second pet beast slot. Fourth superior difficulty. Upon passing, promoted to Apprentice Beastmaster, Spirit +5, Physique +3. Growth rate of 1 designated pet beast plus 30%. Unlock second pet beast slot. A ripple of excitement ran through the crowd. The higher the difficulty, the better the rewards. But many students were aware that fewer than 1 in 10 could even pass the high difficulty. Most had set more realistic goals, opting for the low difficulty just to secure their status as Apprentice Beastmasters. Guan Ning turned to Lindsay and asked which difficulty he intended to choose. Before he could reply, the white-haired instructor advised everyone to think carefully. This decision will affect your future prospects, he said. Please be sure to choose the difficulty level that best matches your current abilities. After carefully examining her bronze token, Guan Ning chose medium difficulty. The other students also made their choices. 46 selected low difficulty. 10 chose medium difficulty. 1 chose high difficulty. 1 chose superior difficulty. Whispers spread through the crowd when they realized someone had picked superior difficulty. Most considered it an act of sheer recklessness. Whoever chose superior must be out of their mind, one student muttered. They'll never qualify for the Imperial Beast Academy this year. But the individual who had picked superior difficulty was none other than Lindsay himself. He stood quietly in the crowd, prepared to tackle the highest challenge, and determined to succeed against all odds. Miss Guan noticed that the person who had chosen superior difficulty was none other than Lindsay. Alarmed, she asked why he would pick such a risky option, warning him that if he failed, he wouldn't be able to apply to the Beastmaster Academy this year. Lindsay simply told her to relax, insisting he knew exactly what he was doing. Other students were also stunned by his choice. Some wondered if he had pressed the wrong button, or if he had gone crazy. The white-haired instructor approached Lindsay and asked, "Did you not hear my warning earlier? You need to choose carefully." Lindsay responded that his decision was the result of careful thought and that he had no regrets. Annoyed, the instructor demanded, "So, you really believe you can pass the superior difficulty?" "Of course," Lindsay answered without hesitation. The instructor let out a cold laugh. "Young people can be so arrogant. I've already given you my advice. If you insist on playing with fire, that's your choice." With that, the instructor announced the start of the assessment. All the students sat on the ground before the Origin Stone, which began to radiate energy. Soon, each of them was transported into a virtual world generated by the stone. As the white-haired instructor observed Lin Zi, wondering how he would fare, Lin Zi opened his eyes to find himself standing in an arena, the starting point of his trial. Glancing around, he realized that any injuries he suffered here wouldn't affect his real body, and even if his pet were to be killed, it would remain unharmed in reality. Relieved by the lack of real danger, Lin Zi prepared to move forward, when a sudden system notification appeared in front of him. Unclaimed achievement. First battle victory. Defeat the Ghost Wolf. Surprised to discover he could still access the system within this virtual realm, Lin Zi quickly claimed his reward, 100 achievement points and 1 spirit crystal. Without wasting any time, he consumed the spirit crystal and applied the 100 achievement points, readying himself for the trials ahead. After using the newly gained achievement points and spirit crystal, Lin Zi's spirit attribute rose from 1.8 to 2.8, and his pet's growth rate jumped from 24% to 44%. At the same time, his ice crystal spirit advanced from rank 2, stage 1, to rank 2, stage 6. With this boost, Lin Zi grew even more confident in his odds of conquering the superior challenge. Suddenly, one of the arena doors swung open, revealing a flame lizard, a fire-type creature at rank 1, stage 7. Lin Zi was momentarily puzzled. Everyone had said the superior difficulty was incredibly tough, yet his first opponent was only rank 1. Before he could dwell on it, the flame lizard unleashed a fiery breath. Lin Zi immediately commanded his ice crystal spirit to counter with icicle. The two attacks collided, and the lizard froze solid, shattering upon impact. Although Lin Zi cleared the first trial with ease, he reminded himself there were 5 levels in total, each more difficult than the last. The next door opened, and out hobbled a bandage monster, an undead type at rank 1, stage 9. Lin Zi grinned. While this might pose a challenge for many, he found it rather simple with his newly strengthened ice crystal spirit. Observing from outside, the white-haired instructor remarked, that brat got lucky with attribute restraints in the first 2 rounds. Let's see how he handles the real challenge next. Indeed, Lin Zi easily beat the second monster. Then the challenge moved on to the 3rd round. Another arena door opened, and out came a blight beast, a plant type, at rank 2, stage 2. This creature looked far more formidable than the previous foes, signaling that Lin Zi's true test had finally arrived. Outside the Origin Stone, the white-haired instructor watched Lin Zi's progress closely. He assumed Lin Zi's pet was only around rank 2, stage 1, while the blight beast he now faced was at rank 2, stage 2. As far as the instructor was concerned, no matter how talented Lin Zi might be, he shouldn't be able to clear this level. Inside the virtual arena, Lin Zi ordered his ice crystal spirit to attack. The blight beast, its bark-like skin tough and its flesh thick, managed to block the icicle strike with one hand. Observing this, Lin Zi realized the plant-type monster had exceptional defense. It soon extended its roots through the ground, attempting to entangle the ice crystal spirit. Without missing a beat, the blight beast charged forward to strike again. Outside, the white-haired instructor smirked. "He's been strong so far, but this is probably his limit," he remarked quietly. However, Lin Zi's ice crystal spirit suddenly activated its ice domain, freezing the blight beast's legs and halting its momentum. The creature hadn't expected Lin Zi's pet to possess more than one skill. Seizing the advantage, Lin Zi signaled his spirit to unleash another icicle attack. The blight beast raised its arm to shield itself, but Lin Zi launched a second, stealthy strike from behind. Unable to defend, the blight beast collapsed, defeated. With the 3rd level cleared, Lin Zi advanced another step toward completing the superior challenge. He now had only 2 levels left to conquer. Meanwhile, in the main hall outside, many other students had already failed to move beyond the later rounds of the low-difficulty exam. They were stunned to discover that even the 5th level on the easiest setting had a rank 1, stage 6 beast. Those who did manage to pass celebrated their new status as apprentice beastmasters, while the unsuccessful ones looked on enviously. Just then, a commotion broke out near the Origin Stone. Several students noticed that many people had gathered to watch Lin Zi's matches. Word had spread that he was battling rank 2 monsters, a rarity in the apprentice assessment. Moments later, Lin Zi emerged victorious from the fourth round. Now, only one trial remained between him and the title of Advanced Apprentice Beastmaster, a feat almost unheard of at this level. Many of the gathered students watched Lin Zi's match in astonishment. "Who is that guy? How can he be so strong?" they whispered to each other. None of the top students in the local high schools seemed to fit the description of this mysterious, powerful challenger. Having just passed the medium difficulty test, Guanning was elated at the prospect of becoming an apprentice beastmaster. Curious about the crowd gathered around the origin stone, she went over to investigate. To her shock, she discovered that Lin Zi had already cleared the fourth level of superior difficulty. If he managed to pass the final round, he'd be regarded as a true genius beastmaster. The last door swung open, revealing a saber-toothed lion, a beast type at rank 2, stage 5. Gasps rippled through the onlookers. A rank 2, stage 5 monster. A newcomer can't possibly defeat that, they murmured. Yet Lin Zi didn't seem worried. In fact, he appeared excited to face a serious challenge. He commanded his ice crystal spirit to attack, but the saber-toothed lion swiftly dodged the assault. Lin Zi realized the lion's formidable speed would be a big problem. In an instant, it lunged forward, unleashing a saber-claw assault. The attack was so fast that the ice crystal spirit barely dodged in time. Outside, the white-haired instructor watched with growing concern. "Let's see if Lin Zi has any more tricks up his sleeve," he muttered. "I admit he's got some skill, but this might be the end of the line for him. Even if his pet is technically a stage higher, victory doesn't depend on ranks alone. Attributes, environment, and strategy all play a part." Lin Zi, for his part, also felt uneasy. After 4 consecutive battles, his ice crystal spirit was already in a weakened state. Moreover, the saber-toothed lion excelled in both power and speed, traits that made it a fearsome one versus one fighter. If Lin Zi carried on without a plan, defeat seemed likely. Determined, he instructed his ice crystal spirit to wait patiently for the right moment. The instant the saber-toothed lion drew close, Lin Zi shouted the command for Icicle. The resulting collision unleashed a blinding explosion of ice shards, throwing both combatants to the ground and filling the arena with thick white smoke. Onlookers outside the origin stone held their breath. "What happened?" someone whispered. "Who won?" As the smoke cleared, they saw the saber-toothed lion sprawled on the ground, badly injured. The crowd erupted in surprised murmurs. Lin Zi's strategy had seemingly prevailed against all odds.